What's going on, everyone? Chris from pickdogs.com. I got Ron with me and Brad. It is a money-making Thursday, April 17th, 2025. I accidentally put NBA in the description, but don't have NBA action today. We have the play-in tournament finals tomorrow. We can maybe talk some NBA. We got some time to fill today. We only got a 10-game MLB card, the final day of the NHL regular season. So we still got stuff to talk about. Still might out there to be made. Ron, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It was a couple of blowouts last night in the NBA. The Heat, had it all the way. Even Dallas, the second quarter, never looked back. Hopefully, we get some better games going forward. I think we will. Tomorrow night looks to be some good ones, and then the first round starts Saturday.
It's crazy. It feels like just yesterday we were talking about like opening night and even on like the Christmas Day games, and now we're about to head into the first round of the playoffs. It's crazy. Brad, how you doing?
Doing well. Coming off a nice little 2-1 day yesterday. My one loss was those Chicago Bulls. Regret that pick. Definitely regret that pick. That one was over before it started. I watched the first quarter of that game and I was like, you know what? I'm turning this off. I'm gonna save myself from a rough night and just turn this one off. So still a good day, still a winning day, but yeah, shorter slate today, and still think there's some opportunities to make some money. We got games starting up in an hour and 30, so pretty pumped.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a decent card. It's not the best baseball card I think I've ever seen, but yeah, no, the NBA last night was. I blinked and all of a sudden, 4 minutes into the game, the Heat are up by 10, and it's like,
exactly.
Okay. So what is that? I think that's the third year in a row now the Bulls have lost to the Heat in the play-in tournament.
Is it really? They play each other every single year?
The last 3 years, it's been the Bulls, the Heat, and I think the Hawks that have been in every Eastern Conference play-in tournament.
Sounds about right. Well, I think they've been doing it for 4 years now.
Yeah. And at least with the West, there's like different teams. It's just like, okay, so you might as well just pen them in at the beginning of the season. Just like, okay, play-in tournament. It's going to be these 3 teams and someone else.
Exactly. Why waste our time?
Yeah, exactly. Let's just figure out who the 5 teams that are out are and the top 6, and then that one other team is in the play-in tournament. Just don't even have the Heat, the Hawks, and the Bulls play any games. Just put them in the play-in tournament. But
yeah, and the Kings, the Kings just continue to disappoint. I swear they put together good teams, but they just can't figure it out.
And the GM was fired after that. But I think that the Bulls GM should go, but thing is that apparently from what I was reading, the Bulls are now the favorites to land Nikola Jokic.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just don't see that.
Apparently they're the betting favorites to land. If Jokic leaves Denver, they are the favorites to land Jokic.
Wow.
At one point I saw that it was LA, like the Lakers, but I'm seeing Bulls at plus 500 to land Nikola Jokic. Apparently he's got a relationship with the GM, and someone told me that Chicago has a heavy Serbian population, so maybe that would make sense. But I can't see Jokic in a Bulls uniform. It would just look weird.
Me neither. I hope he stays.
So then tomorrow we've got, what are the 2 playing matchups tomorrow? Miami, Atlanta, Dallas, Memphis. Oh boy.
Are the lines out for that game yet?
Atlanta's a pick 'em. Grizzlies minus 6.5.
Interesting.
Brad, give me your honest opinion. What's happening with the Magic against the Celtics?
All right,
as our resident Magic humper.
All right, as an honest opinion, we're probably gonna smoke. We may pull out a game, best case scenario.
Okay.
But yeah, one game is honestly asking for a lot, I think.
Everybody knows I'm the resident Magic hater, so Ron, break the tie.
Yeah, it's going to be 4-0, and each game's going to be won by about 15 plus.
You know,
I
I
can see
want to argue that, but like I honestly can't. As much as I want
The
to.
Magic just do not match up well with Boston. There's
Yeah.
other teams that I think match up with Boston a little bit better, make it like I think the Pacers, but yeah, to me it's just the Celtics. It's going to be like the Magic will be lucky. The team totals are probably going to be like 80 and 85 and a half for the Magic each game.
Yeah. It's just the
I wonder
scoring problems.
I wonder if there is a team total out for the Magic for game 1.
When's that game?
Whoa.
Saturday?
It's got to be like 90 and a half, 85 and a half.
Well, game 1 is Celtics minus 14.5.
God damn.
Right out of the gate.
That's not a great sign for my boys. You never know, though.
And 94.5 for the Magic.
Wow, give me the under.
So, but yeah, we'll be able to break down the NBA in the coming days. But all right, what do you guys say we get into it? We got, like I said, not a ton of action to work with today. Do either of you guys have anything for the NHL today? It's final day of the regular season. All these matchups are literally meaningless for the standings.
There's not one meaningful matchup today, Chris.
No, nothing has any implication on the standings. Everybody's clinched. Everybody's locked into where they're going. The only, sort of close race was, the Wild and Blues, who's going to have the first and second wild card, and both have already played all 82 games. Right now, we're just looking at who's playing for ping pong balls. Everybody's locked in. Everybody knows where they're going. The field is set. So,
would you say that the NHL playoff race this year was pretty underwhelming?
No,
I thought it was a little tight there at the end, but
I think it was decent. There were teams like all over the place that were, holding on to playoff spots. Like the Red Wings went on a surge around the All-Star break, the Four Nations break, and then sort of fell off, but it was like interesting to see that they could make it. The Columbus Blue Jackets coming out of nowhere were expected to probably be one of the league's worst teams this season, finishing 2 points out of a playoff spot. The Western Conference was fluid. The problem with the West was that there were so many teams that were ahead in the wild card that it was just hard for teams to close the gap. So,
yeah.
So,
would you say there's any? I was going to ask if there's any concern with the Stars losing 7 to finish the season. You putting any stock into that?
Yeah, boy. I mean, it's never ideal, but maybe, like I said, if you're looking to buy low on the Stars, this is a good time to do it because the Stars have home ice, and they were a great home team in the regular season, and they're plus 130 to win the series. So that could have created some value. It also could be one of those spots where you may just be better off betting the Stars in every game. I don't know, but yeah, Robertson got hurt last night. That's a tough one. It was going to be a tough series regardless, but we'll see. I mean, I think the Stars were always going to be in trouble. Because the Avalanche are legit, but I mean, like I said, we'll have to see. But all right, so no NHL on the board today, so we will move on to Major League Baseball, and we got let me just get everything squared away here. We've got afternoon action. We've got the Diamondbacks and the Marlins. Eduardo Rodriguez for the Diamondbacks, Edward Cabrera for the Marlins. We've got the Nationals sending out Trevor Williams for the start here. Pittsburgh countering with Andrew Heaney, and the Mariners and the Reds. Emerson Hancock slated in for the Mariners here, and Cincinnati sending out Brady Singer. It's originally supposed to be Brian Wu for the Mariners, but now I'm seeing Hancock. So, Ron, what do you like in these three?
Yeah, obviously a big difference between Brian Wu and Emerson Hancock. You got an 81 ERA for Hancock in his first game. I'd like the Mariners with Wu. I'm going to pass in the game with Hancock. I'm going to take the Pirates, though. It's a little steep of a price, but Trevor Williams just not pitching the way he was last year. He was one of the most profitable pitchers in baseball in 2024. I don't like what I'm seeing so far. The Nationals have a very steep strikeout rate against lefties. I think Heaney can put together a quality start. And it's tough to trust this Pirates lineup and bullpen, but I think they get it done similar to what we saw in the first game of this series. So I'll take the Pirates. And I'm going to take the over in the Diamondbacks Marlins. I just think both lineups actually match up well against the starting pitchers for the opposite side. I mean, the Diamondbacks are just crushing right-handed pitching overall this season. And then you look at the bullpens, Diamondbacks not too shabby, but the Marlins one of the worst in the league. So I'm going to go with the over in Arizona, Miami.
Yeah. Brad, what do you like?
Yeah, I second that over. Love that over there. I mean, the Diamondbacks bats have really opened up in this series, so I think they have another solid outing. And I'm not a big Rodriguez guy. I think Miami should be able to tack on some runs as well. Miami has been a pretty profitable over team this season, despite having one of the weaker lineups in the league. But I think a big reason for that is because their bullpen just isn't great. So do like the over there. And I'm going to take a shot here with the Nats getting plus money. I mean, I'm not trying to lay minus 150 with the Pirates against anyone. I'm not a big Andrew Heaney guy. I like the top of this Nationals lineup. I think they could get after him. And yeah, Williams hasn't looked good so far this season, but I think this is a good get-right game for him potentially against a bad Pirates lineup. So a good buy low spot on Williams, in my opinion. And it really just comes down to value. I mean, $1.50 with the Pirates is just brutal. I almost put Seattle in as a premium yesterday when Brian Wu was in the lineup. I'm glad that I held off. Like these guys said, Emerson Hancock and Brian Wu are on just completely different levels. So now I'm on the Reds. I like the Reds. Also like the over there too. Reds team total over, I think could be a good play as well, even though their bats have been a little bit inconsistent. But, Ron said at what, an 81, 84 ERA? I know he probably only has 2 starts this season, Emerson Hancock, but the Reds should be able to get after him in this one and pick up a win.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that Diamondbacks Marlins game alone. I could see the over though there. The problem is, it's just for me, Edward Cabrera is always capable of, spinning a gem. I mean, the Marlins actually have hit lefties better. This is normally a Marlins team that really struggles against left-handed pitching, but they are hitting lefties pretty good this season. So maybe I could lean towards the Marlins, but I'm going to go with the under in the first 5 between the Nationals and the Pirates. I still have my concerns about this Pirates lineup hitting against right-handed pitching. Over the last week, they're dead last in baseball against righties. I think they're hitting 166. Andrew Heaney's always capable. I mean, last time he was at home, we went 7 innings of 1-run ball against the Yankees, I believe it was, or he might have been on the road, but he still had a great outing against tough Yankees lineup. So I think through the first 5 is going to be a bit of a struggle here. I do think the Pirates can get to the Nationals bullpen, so I lean towards the Pirates there. And I'm going to take the Reds. Like Brad said, it's different levels with Emerson Hancock and Brian Wu and a great American ballpark. I do think the Reds will get to Hancock here. And Brady Singer's been pitching well for his new team. Pitching well at his new ballpark. So give me the Reds on the money line there. But we'll move on to, let's go with a couple here. We'll go to, we got the Athletics and the White Sox and the Phillies and the Giants. We're going to sort of break up the card a little bit, try to stretch it out a little. Brad?
Yeah, I'm going to roll with the A's here. It's hard to sweep a team on the road, but the A's have looked pretty damn good this series, and they got JP Sears on the mound, one of my more preferred pitchers in this A's rotation. He has been hit up a little bit this season, but I think this is a good get-right spot for him going against the White Sox. So I do like the A's, that minus 141 price. I don't love that. There's a lot of juice to lay with an A's team. So I think a run line could be a good play to get some plus money if you are looking for some value, but I'm pretty confident that the A's should win that game. Let's see. And then Phillies Giants, Hicks on the mound. I want to take the Phillies here, but similar to that A's line, minus 175, I think you got to be creative with the Phillies here if you actually want to take them. I think a Phillies team total is live. I haven't liked how Hicks has looked. I could see the Phillies bats opening up in this one. So lean towards Phillies team total over there.
Yeah, I think that's where I would kind of lean as well. Just isolate the Phillies to get to Jordan Hicks. I could maybe see Phillies run line like a 5-3 kind of game. But yeah, I'd probably rather just take the team total to just fade Jordan Hicks. And that Phillies bullpen always gives me cause for concern. Christopher Sanchez, it's crazy. The Phillies actually might have two of the better lefties in baseball with Sanchez and Jesus Luzardo. And I mean, if I want to back the Giants, I want to back them against righties right now. They've been really good against right-handed pitching, not as good against lefties. I do think the Phillies, who have had issues against righties, though, could cure those issues by facing Jordan Hicks here. So, yeah, I'll take the team total over for the Phillies. I'm with you on that one. Maybe lean towards Phillies run line. But for me, Sears is open. I'm going to take the Athletics in this one. They found some financial backing. They opened back up in Chicago for a pop up, and I'm just not a huge Davis Martin fan. The White Sox bats are just looking like they're in peak White Sox midseason form, struggling to score. The offense has been non-existent. Historically, this has been a team that struggles against left-handed pitching. I think Sears has a solid start here and doesn't have to do too much for this Athletics bullpen to close it out. So give me the Athletics in that one. Ron?
Yeah, I'd say be careful with that A's game. It looks like the weather is going to be tricky there. I wouldn't be surprised to see a PPD or a short game. So when you're taking your run lines, your totals, even your player props, depending on the sports book, those may get voided if it's going to be a sixth inning game where they call it. Could be a situation where the A's take the lead early and the White Sox just say, yeah, we got to go to Boston tomorrow. Let's not deal with it. So I do think that the weather is going to play a role in that game. I also, the Phillies game, I like Philadelphia. I agree with Chris. You mentioned Sanchez and Luzardo, also Ranger Suarez. So, when he comes back. So three great lefties in that rotation. And Hicks, I just don't love him as a starter right now. So I'll take Philadelphia on the run line.
All right, we'll move on to the early evening games, the 6:30 and 6:40 games. We got the Guardians and the Orioles and the Tigers and the Royals. I'm going to go with the Guardians here. The Guardians burned me. They were my play of the day yesterday. Just couldn't get it going. Then, the bullpen just kind of gave it up late to make sure that there was no comeback for the Guardians in that one. But Tomoyuki Sagano, he's labored through his first couple starts, hasn't been generating strikeouts. He's been giving up a lot of hits. I think he's given up 18 hits in like 11 2/3 this season. And that's not what you want against a Cleveland lineup that's disciplined. They take good at bats. They have a great batting average as of late against right-handed pitching. So I think they can get enough off of Sugano here to back up Bybee and hand it to this Cleveland bullpen that is still an elite unit. So give me the Guardians there. And I'm going to take the Royals in the over. Or actually, no, sorry. I'm just going to take the over in that one against the Tigers. Sorry. Kansas City's got some solid numbers against Reese Olson, especially Bobby Witt Jr. Maybe like Bobby Witt Jr. for a home run in that one. But I still really like this Tigers lineup, especially at home. Michael Lorenzen hasn't looked as sharp this season out of the gate. So I'm going to take the over 8 in Royals Tigers. Ron?
I'm going to roll with the Guardians. I just think Bybee, weird start to the season for him, inconsistent, but I thought it was a promising start for him in the last game. I think the Orioles are a tough team to read right now. I mean, obviously losing record 7-10. They had the blowout loss in the first game, the blowout win in the second game of the series. Their bats have been kind of all over the place. They're still waiting for their stars to heat up. Gunnar Henderson, Adley, just a little bit more consistency from those guys. You wonder if they're missing a guy like Santander in that lineup right now. But for me, I just trust the the Guardians bullpen a little bit more right now. And I think Cleveland takes this one. So at a reasonable price, I mean, you're not going to get Bybee at 115 too often this year, especially even on the road. I think it's a good price. So Sugano, a little concerning for me in that last start. I'll go with the Guardians.
Yep, I'm on the Guardians as well. I just think the Guardians are in better form right now. Don't get me wrong; they got smoked in their last game against the same Orioles team. But if you look at the past couple series, the Guardians are just playing much better ball. They have the starting pitching advantage with Bybee on the mound. I'm gonna have to see a little bit more from Sugano. I think the jury's still out on him. See how he's gonna play in the majors. But yeah, I like Cleveland here. Also, I'm on the Tigers. This Royals team, these bats, we were talking about it before the show started. Their bats are they just look lethargic right now. They're very top heavy when it comes to a lineup perspective. And if those top guys aren't hitting, those 1, 2, 3 batters, it gets really ugly. So Tigers are a team that has made me money so far this season, and a team that I've really liked taking. They're 5-1 at home this season, I believe. So yeah, I'm on the Tigers here. Is that correct?
Right. What's that?
I think
Tigers at home or 5-1.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, just want to make sure that was right.
Yeah. All right, we got our final 3 games on the board. I told everybody it was going to be an efficient show today. Didn't have much to work with, but we got the Rays and the Yankees. We got the Mets and the Cardinals, and the Rangers and the Angels. Ron, what do you like here?
I don't know if it's going to be efficient. There's still time for a Ron Washington rant out of me.
Okay, go ahead, please. I'll put you on the big screen too.
We have a situation where you're facing Patrick Corbin. These opportunities don't show up too often in a regular season. And yet again, we see Travis d'Arnaud hitting 5th in the lineup. He got a hit yesterday. Congratulations. But he's hitting 115 with a 115 slugging, a 148 OBP. Why is he hitting 5th? I mean, look at a guy like Paris. He's crushing the ball this year. Put him 5th. It just doesn't make any sense. That the Angels, they have a ton of talent this year in the lineup. The bullpen's still not great, but the managerial decisions are going to hurt this team. If you can't beat Patrick Corbin, you're in trouble. But in that game, I like the over. I think we see both starting pitchers get hit quite a bit. I think both bullpens are susceptible as well. So I think we see in Globe Life Field, a hitter-friendly ballpark, a lot of runs. And I like the Rays. This is always a really fun series to watch. These are big rivals. The big bad Yankees, the small market Rays. Now it's Steinbrenner Field. Of course, the Yankees know quite a bit about this as it's their spring training facility. But Bradley's got pretty good numbers against the Yankees in his career. He's pitched well at Steinbrenner Field so far. Has 2 good starts at home. Will Warren, I think, is a lot better than his current ERA. He's one of the top pitching prospects in this Yankees organization. But I still think the Rays can get to him for a few runs. And while I don't love this Rays bullpen on paper, it's been okay. It's been better than expected, in my opinion. So I think they'll be able to get the job done. Yankees coming off an emotional win yesterday after the Aaron Judge home run late and then the Cody Bellinger diving play at the end. So I think it's a little bit of a letdown now going to Tampa Bay, traveling, after an evening game. Usually those travel day games are in the afternoon. So give me the Rays in this one on the money line.
Brad, what do you like here?
Yeah, I mean, those are all good points. Tampa Bay always seems to give the Yankees some problems. So I kind of do lean that way. I like the over in this one, though. I think we see a ton of runs. It seems like this ballpark in Tampa Bay is going to be more of a hitter-friendly ballpark. We have seen some big numbers or some big scores there so far this season. So I do like Taj Bradley, but he does give up the home run ball. We've seen that over the last couple seasons. So, I think that top of the Yankees lineup gets to him. And then Warren, I haven't loved how he's looked. I think Tampa Bay could score some runs here too. So all around, I think it's going to be a close, high-scoring game, maybe a 6-4, 7-6 type game. That's the vibes I'm getting there. And then, yeah, I like the over as well in LA, Texas. One of my websites says DeGrom. The other one says Kumar Rocker. It's Kumar Rocker, right? For Texas.
I'm seeing Kumar Rocker.
Okay.
Gotcha. Tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the over there is just – it honestly seems too easy with those 2 guys on the mound. So I like that there. I do kind of lean A's just getting some value at plus 130. I don't want to lay a minus 155 with Rocker on the mound. That's for damn sure. So lean towards the A's – or not the A's, the Angels, sorry. I think their bats could come alive in this one. And then we're doing St. Louis Mets, right?
Yeah, the final 3.
Yeah, I love the under in that game. I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. The under has been absolutely money in Mets games this season. They've been pitching well. Their bullpen has been playing good, which I think is a big reason for that. The under is 13-5 in Mets games this season and 5-1 in Mets games this season at home. 2 competent guys on the mound. I think we see a lower-scoring game in that one.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what the guy said. I'm rolling with the Rays here. Bradley, the confines of Steinbrenner Field haven't bothered him. I mean, he's where his 2 best starts this season have come. So give me Taj Bradley there. He's had great numbers against the Yankees in his career. Will Warren, not my favorite pitcher in this Yankees rotation. And the Rays have been hitting righties fairly well. The Rays bullpen hasn't been what it's been in past seasons, but I think it's good enough here. I'm gonna roll with the Mets against the Cardinals. I'm just a fade of the Cardinals on the road right now. 1-5 to start the year. Not a great look. I'm not a Griffin Canning fan whatsoever, but I think he'll be good enough. I think the Mets bats will get to Palante, and I think the Mets will get the win there. And the over 9.5 in Angels, Texas. Lean towards the Angels for the value of the plus money, but I can see the Rangers getting to Kahanowitz, and that Angels bullpen is horrendous. But I can also see the Angels getting to Kumar Rocker, who's been giving up runs as well. So yeah, give me the over 9.5 in that one. But gentlemen, that does it. Got a lot of action though today on the board at Pick Dogs. Ron, what do you like over at Pick Dogs? What do you have for sale?
Yeah, just one play for me today. I don't love today's card in Major League Baseball. So just my top play, my rundown best bet. I do like that play quite a bit. And I think it's going to be a strong weekend card in baseball as well, looking at the games, a little preview for tomorrow and going forward. So you can check out a long-term plan. We've been, yesterday was 2-2. I believe the day before that was 2-2. We've been, breaking even the last couple of days, looking for a breakout week. I think we see it in this weekend. So looking to, sharpen up in baseball. I've had a great NBA campaign, cashed another ticket yesterday with the Heat. So a long-term plan is always your best bet.
Definitely check out Ron over at Pick Dogs. It's a reason that he does the rundown every day. He knows these teams like the back of his hand. So we're getting into those dog days where we're only going to have baseball on the board and some playoff hockey and basketball. So definitely check them out. But Brad, what do you got going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, just one play as well. My best pick in the MLB. Love it a lot. It's going to be a nice momentum builder for a stacked weekend here. So like Ron said, it's a great time to hop on a 3-day pass, get my pick today. And then, of course, I'll have more plays for Friday and Saturday. So, yeah, let's make some money. Team me up with either of these guys. Hop on something long-term. Ready for a big week. Ready for a big weekend.
Check out Brad over at Pick Dogs Premium. Brad wins bets on Instagram.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Okay.
Speaking of Instagram, I want to sweat out a Nerfy today on the Pick Dogs Instagram. I think I want to do that A's White Sox one. You're a little worried that we may see some weather on?
Well, for a Nerfy, do you get paid out after the inning is over, or do you have to wait?
Yeah, you get paid out after the inning's over.
So then, yeah, I mean, I like the Nerfy in that game.
Same.
I think the weather will be fine, at least by first pitch. I think it's going to be more so like the 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Eastern time zone. So,
gotcha. I'll be live
for it.
Pick Dogs Instagram at Pick Dogs. Go check it out. Right when that game starts, I'll be live to sweat that Nerfy out with you guys.
Absolutely. Check it out. Pick Dogs on Instagram. For me today, I got my $15 MLB pickoff play. Like I said, the Guardians let us down yesterday, but I'm going to lock in and get it back today. So make sure that you check that out. Also got that as part of a 3-pack. But like Ron and Brad have said, this is a great weekend of action lined up. Great baseball card this weekend. NBA and NHL playoffs starting up as well. So hop on something daily or long-term. Remember to use that promo code PICK at checkout, 15% off your purchase. You can pair me up with Ron, Brad. You can put the 3 of us together for our multi-capper promotion. But make sure that you definitely check that out over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, gentlemen, we've got smallish card, but decent enough that we can put together some parlays. Ron, what do you like here for a parlay? Maybe you have one.
Let's see. I'm going to do a home run prop parlay, just two player, 2-teamer. It's going to take me a second, so come back to me.
Okay, Brad, you have a parlay?
Yeah, I got 2 teams that it's a little chalky, but 2 teams that I'm confident that they're going to pull out a win today, and it's going to be the Phillies and the Athletics. Parlay them up. You're not going to get crazy odds, but it's going to be a little bit plus money there.
Yeah, for my parlay, we'll go with the Mets, the Reds, and the under in the first 5 between the Pirates and the Nationals. Ron, did you come up
All
with
right.
your home run, fella?
Yep, going to go with a couple of young guns, Corbin Carroll and Bobby Witt Jr. to hit a home run today. You can take them separate, parlay them up, but they both had home runs against the opposing starter that they're facing today. Obviously, Bobby Witt with the power has not been the strongest start to the season, but we know he's still got plenty of capability. Corbin Carroll, I like him.
Nice.
Me and Rob are oddly on the same page today for a lot of things. It's very surprising.
Uh-oh.
I think the only one that we were a little bit off on was Pirates and Nationals. So
That's fine.
There you go.
Andrew Heaney is a minus 150 pitcher.
okay, we'll see about that.
So how you feeling about our Twins and Royals wager?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I felt really good about it early in the season. The Twins played the White Sox that first series and they didn't look great, and I was like, okay, I like where I'm at. But the last couple series, it's getting a little nerve-wracking, not gonna lie. I mean, we're only 2-3 weeks into the season, so I'm not pressing the panic button. We're still a game above you guys, but
Yeah,
I don't like how the rules are turning right now. I will say that.
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota's feeling good, back-to-back wins, and that's without Matt Wallner. Luckily, Correa is back in the lineup, but Willie Castro's now injured, so it's just the Twins find new ways to get injured. Hopefully, Royce Lewis, when he comes back, if he comes back, can stay on the field. But in Minnesota, we're feeling pretty good.
What's the updates on Royce Lewis?
I originally thought he was going to be like about a month, so like early May that he was going to be back.
Gotcha.
But you never know. He's got a long injury history, so they may not rush him, and hopefully he can stay on the field. But Buxton's playing really good right now. Hopefully he can stay on the field.
I feel like it's always hard to get Royce Lewis in the lineup.
Yeah, him, Buxton, both. I mean, they're some of the best players in baseball when they play, but
yeah,
man, a lot of injuries.
Yeah, good luck ever seeing those two guys in the same lineup.
I think it is going to be a fun season between the Twins and Royals. So I feel like it is going to come down to the end there. I don't think one team's going to run away with it.
I disagree. I think the Twins are going to run away with it pretty soon.
Right,
Leave you in the dust.
All right, we'll see.
I'll take the Tigers. Why not?
Especially when the Twins fire Rocco and hire me. Rocco Manelli.
I swear, if I look on TV one day and I see you in the Twins dugout,
just ripping some sunflower seeds.
Yeah. Just blowing a bubble, just like the size of his face, and just like covers it up. All right, guys. I think that's it. You got anything else before we head off for the day?
That's it.
Yep, all good on my end.
All right, make sure that you guys check out the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. We've got Ron's Rundown. We've got 7 free picks. We've got all the daily videos that Brad and I have done. We've got Ashley's video. We've got the soccer guys, Goring, Kirk, and Jack. We've got Brian Bittler. We've got Kevin Thomas. We've got lots of cappers over at Pick Dogs that have at least put up some submissions. So make sure you guys check that out. My home run props are up as well. So check those out. And we will see you guys bright and early tomorrow. We'll have some NBA back and full slate of Major League Baseball. And we'll have Costa here. See you guys soon.